Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Kentucky lawmakers consider some legislation to protect abused animals, and police officers in our region fill their cruisers to the brim in order to help Kentuckians in need.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you at 6:31 here. I'm Dakota Makris. It's Monday morning. I hope you are up and at it this morning because, well, I'm struggling. So I'm just going to live vicariously through the camera, hoping I get some energy. So let's take it over to Brandon. Brandon, you and I have a very busy week this week. So
yes, we do.
Very busy.
Lots of things going on this week and back and forth throughout the week. But we are looking forward to get to tell some stories this week. All right, let's take a look at what's going on this morning, and we see some cold temperatures out there to start this last day of February. We're seeing 19 in Monticello to 34 in Jackson, Prestonsburg, and Logan. A lot of folks in the mid to upper 20s and low 30s this morning across our region. These sensors, I don't know what it is. Every time we try to use a map, there's a sensor out somewhere. So Montgomery went back to sleep this morning down in Alabama, but Myrtle Beach at 41, St. Louis at 30, Little Rock at 31. So a lot of cooler air in this part of the country, but you got to get all the way down to Florida to find those 50s and 60s out there. Breakfast forecast today, we are looking at very mild temperatures. Once the sun comes up, they'll warm pretty quickly. And for the rest of the day, about 55 for a daytime high. A few clouds tonight as we drop into the mid-30s. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you. On Friday, the CDC announced new guidelines for communities when it comes to COVID-19. Based on the latest CDC data, the Associated Press reports that more than 70% of the U.S. population is at a low or medium levels, but the vast majority of countries across the Commonwealth remain in the red.
The new COVID-19 community levels are based on three metrics: cases per 100,000 people, then hospitalizations per 100,000, and the percentage of hospital beds being used by COVID-19 patients. Dr. Jeff Fox says the new guidelines are appropriate at this stage of the pandemic.
The guidelines are a way to manage our hospital use, our healthcare use.
And they've resulted in relaxed recommendations for most healthy Americans, particularly when it comes to masking.
It's a great change for the positive. I mean, everybody is a little bit relieved to see case counts coming down, to recognize the fact we're in a better place.
But almost all of Kentucky remains at a high level, meaning the CDC still recommends wearing masks indoors.
I think we're going to, in the next week or two, I think we're going to be like the rest of the country. Hopefully we're going to be there.
Dr. Fox thinks we're simply lagging behind, in part because of having a later Omicron surge than other states.
You know, if in 2 or 3 weeks we are still where we are, then yeah, we're going to, okay, what is the problem?
But even when we reach the low levels here in Kentucky, Dr. Fox advises you not to ditch the masks entirely.
If you have symptoms or a recent exposure, you ought to wear a mask. If you're at high risk yourself, or you know you're going to be around somebody that's immune compromised or high risk, you still might want to wear a mask.
That was Jeremy Toms reporting. Dr. Fox noted that the percentage of staffed beds with COVID-19 patients is a metric that could complicate the move out of the high community levels. With the hard-hit healthcare system and nurses in short supply, he pointed out that a certain hospital may have 10 beds available, but only a few can actually be staffed by nurses. Legislation is being considered by Kentucky lawmakers to protect abused animals. One bill in each chamber giving rescue agencies more power to cover shelter costs. In situations where animals are seized due to animal cruelty, shelters must cover the cost of care until the court has made a decision in the case. Senator Mike Wilson says this bill is long overdue.
I can't imagine people, being cruel to animals. And so for me, if you tour the shelter and see what they put up these animals for lengths of time and have to absorb all the cost of care, I think it's just right that those folks that are in question about their treatment would have to pay for it.
The pending legislation would allow judges in these cases to order the owner to pay the costs instead of local shelters using their funds. Kentucky currently ranks 45th in the nation for worst animal protection laws, according to data from the Animal Legal Defense Fund. Well, officers with the London City Police Department filled their cruisers to the brim with non-perishable food items at the second annual Pack a Cruiser food drive during the weekend. This event was in partnership with the London Speedway to benefit God's Pantry Food Bank. London Police Department Sergeant Albert Riley says the Pack a Cruiser event was not only a chance for the department to help Southeastern Kentuckians, but it's also a chance for law enforcement to engage with the community and show that they are more than their badges.
It's not just police officers out writing tickets and taking people to jail. We're people too. We like people. We like to help people. That's another main reason why a lot of us got into this job, was to help people and not just do the other side of things.
Well, those with the police department say they received more than 1,000 pounds of dry goods and about $300 in monetary donations during the drive. Well, those with Smile Faith and Global Dental Relief held a free dental clinic during the weekend in Letcher County. Our Chaz Jenkins has more.
Offering free dental services to Eastern Kentucky.
We take care of anybody, so they come from all over Virginia, Tennessee, West Virginia, Kentucky. We don't put a limit on where they want to come, and we're just happy to serve whoever comes to the door.
Seeing a dire need for free dental work in Letcher County.
Because of COVID, the wait is just so great right now. A lot of people are getting rescheduled or, just have several months out. And if you get an immediate need, we're thankful we can take care of that.
Smile Faith is partnering with Global Dental Relief.
We saw a tremendous need here in Letcher County, and this beautiful clinic was available to us, so we partnered with Smile Faith, and it's working out great.
Keeping busy, seeing hundreds of patients throughout the week.
A lot of patients who are incredibly grateful and appreciative, and they want to get themselves a little healthier in any way they can, and of course there's a lot of them just really suffering with pain.
A phone call or walk-in for anyone needing this service.
That's it. We ask for no insurance information. It's free. You just come in and we do fillings, cleanings, and extractions.
Improving the smiles of Letcher County. Chaz Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, they will also be hosting another free dental clinic this week, Wednesday through Saturday. The Appalachian Center for the Arts is hosting a unique art exhibit throughout the month of March. Appalachian Abstraction is the name given to the exhibit by local artist Wesley Hunt. Hunt has been practicing abstract expressionism for around 5 years and has seen success. Hunt's artwork has been featured in art galleries across the nation, overseas in Italy, and he has been named a top 100 international artist at a show in South Korea, but he says local support is what he strives for.
Now being able to do it at home is completely different, because I want the support, of these people. That's what matters. That's what feeds me. And, I would have thought, always before, I want to get to big cities, but it's not that.
The exhibit starts this Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. and will be open until April 3rd. Prom is a night many high schoolers dream about their whole life, but of course it can come with a steep price tag. 2 Mercer County women decided to make a change and give anyone who wants to go the ability to do so. They decided to ask for donations and create a social media platform. From there, everything exploded, from dresses to jewelry and even corsages. Everything at Two Sisters Prom was free on Saturday.
I work in the school system here in Mercer County at Mercer County High School. We knew there was a need. A lot of ladies can't afford a prom dress and it gets very expensive, and so we put our heads together and decided that we're going to make this happen.
Well, they have received more than 500 dresses in their first year. If you have a dress just lying around at home and you'd like to donate it, you can reach out to the Two Sisters Prom Facebook page. They will be taking dresses at all times. Mardi Gras gives us a reason to celebrate in the face of less than happy world news. It's not as if the New Orleans ever needed an excuse to party, but after 2 years of COVID, the 2 months of indulgence known as carnivals seem pretty well deserved. Canceled last year, Mardi Gras is back. The parades, the costumes, and the king cake, a traditional sweet treat eaten only at carnival time in the Crescent City. When writer Matt Haynes moved from New York to New Orleans 5 years ago, he was determined to find the best king cake in town.
I started to do some research and I realized, God, there are hundreds and hundreds of cakes out there. So I figured I would try them all. I ended up having like 88 of them that year.
Wow, okay. The king cake dates back centuries to an ancient Roman festival celebrating the solstice. Adopted by Christianity, versions are still found throughout the world. It's estimated New Orleans eat about 75,000 king cakes every year.
I hope he had a little bit of space between those 88 king cakes, because if not, kudos to him. Anyway, let's get into the forecast here this morning. 6:40, and we're looking at some temperatures that are pretty chilly out there. 19 in Monticello, 34 in Jackson, at Prestonsburg and Logan. A lot of upper 20s, mid to upper 20s, and low 30s out there. Irvine, the exception, at 22 this morning. Your out-the-door forecast features again possibilities for sunshine throughout the day, and temperatures warm up to right around 55 this afternoon, right before about 4 o'clock, and sunny skies carry us throughout. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. The time is 6:40. Still to come here on Mountain News this morning. President Joe Biden announces his nominee to become a justice on the highest court in the land.